All right. Well, hello, and welcome to the University of Massachusetts Spotlight series that we have going on this fall. This is a brand new virtual session that we're running, and we're really excited to share it with you. So I am going to be the moderator today. My name is Rachel Polton. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission here at UMass Amherst. And I'm going to let my colleagues introduce themselves. I'm joined with three of my wonderful colleagues, and then we have a student tour guide with us today. So I will let them introduce themselves, and then I'll go over how this session will work, and then we'll dive right in. So Mike, go for it.
Great, thanks, Rachel. Hi, everyone. My name is Mike Drish, and I am the Director of First Year Admissions here at UMass Amherst, and I'm happy to be here today.
Go ahead, Zio.
Hi everyone, I'm Xiomara Alban Delabato, CEO for short, and I am one of the Associate Directors of Admission with UMass Amherst.
Go ahead, Jarrett.
All right, I'm Jarrett Saunders. I'm a Senior Assistant Director here at the Undergraduate Admissions Office, and I also happen to be a proud alum of the university. Thanks for coming today.
And Peter.
Hi everyone, my name is Peter. I'm I am a junior at UMass Amherst. From right outside of Philadelphia, studying sport management and marketing.
Awesome, thank you. So how this is going to work is it's going to be pretty informal. We have a few questions that we're going to ask each of our panelists today, and then our student Peter is going to comment on those as well. So hopefully you enjoy this, and if you do have any questions, feel free to chat those. I'll try to monitor as best I can, but I'm also going to be asking these questions as well. So. All right, so the first question I have is actually for Jarrett. So Jarrett, could you give me a broad overview of UMass? I'd like you to talk to me like I don't know anything about UMass Amherst.
Wow, okay. So I guess the first thing I would want to talk about is just sort of the community that we're in, the place, right? So we're considered a fairly large campus with about 23,000 undergraduates, and the campus itself physically is about 1,400 acres, and it sounds big, but it's actually it has some qualities to it that really make it seem like a sort of a smaller sort of college campus feel. Okay, so for one thing, most of our students live on campus. It's very much a residential type of university. Now, this is when there's not a pandemic going on, of course. That's when most of our students live here. And even those who live off campus generally live right off campus. So people stick around on weekends. They get to know one another. They join clubs. They follow the sports teams, things like that. So it's very much a college community kind of feel to it. The physical layout of the campus, the way it's set up, it's all in one area. So even though it is a large campus, it's all in one part of town. It's not broken up into different parts of town. You don't have a north campus, south campus, anything like that. There are shuttles that go around, but you don't have to take a bus to get from one side of the campus to the other. It's all within reasonable walking distance. So having the campus sort of centrally located that way, and with most of our students living right on or right off campus, really helps to create more of that college campus feel that you don't typically find in larger universities like ours. And another thing is that the area that we're in, the town of Amherst, is considered one of the better college towns in the country, not only because of what we bring to the table. There are actually 4 other colleges around us. You have Smith, Mount Holyoke, Amherst, and Hampshire colleges. Together we form the 5-college consortium, where you can take courses and use the resources of all 5 schools by attending any one of them. So that really opens up what we offer academically, but on a social level really makes for a great college town kind of atmosphere. There's a free bus system that connects all of the campuses, and those free buses also take you to the downtown area, out to the mall, the movie theater, places like that. I like to describe this area as kind of taking a chunk of the city and moving it out to the country. You know, you have a lot of the amenities and sort of the positive things that you find in a city or in a more populated area, but in a great small town setting. So you really kind of get the best of both worlds here. And I think that's something that really makes this campus and this area very attractive.
Awesome, thanks, Jarrett. And that was actually a perfect transition. Peter, I wanted to ask you what your favorite thing to do, like in the surrounding area. What's your favorite thing to do off campus?
I would say that my favorite thing to do off campus is definitely going hiking or using any of the outdoor activities that are available in the area. Western Massachusetts is a very gorgeous region of the state and of the country. There's some of the best hiking trails on the East Coast. There's a bike trail that actually runs all the way from Amherst down to the town of Northampton. You can rent actually motorized bicycles to get you down that bike path. And then the fact that we are, we have all of this nature, and in that area, there is such a nice college town, is such a great combination. When my family comes, they love eating at the restaurants and shopping downtown. I love hanging out there with friends and grabbing a bite to eat at any of the restaurants downtown. And so it's that combination that really is so great as a UMass Amherst student.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm actually going to pop it over to Zio. So Jared just talked about that sense of community. So kind of going off of that, if you could tell us how UMass Amherst supports students within that community.
Yeah, that's a great question. So at UMass Amherst, we are a community and overall university that fosters inclusion and, having, being able to have an environment for students to be able to get to know each other and feel supported throughout their entire time is something that is a commitment for us. At the highest level with our chancellor down to, the work that's happening in the classroom with students and just overall across campus. So I think there are a lot of different things that happen on campus that really speak to this. So again, at the highest level where we're having a lot of university, when there are certain processes and, initiatives at that level that impact just not only departmental points of access and support for students when we're supporting, let's say in financial aid, how we move through some of those steps and areas of support for students there. We also have a lot on the student side, so the student life side, where we have a number of cultural, centers across campus. We have Stonewall, which supports our LGBTQ+ students and allies. We have a really stellar academic advising department that focuses on all of our students and also a focus on our first generation students that are doing this for the first time and perhaps on their own. So we have systems of inclusion and that sense of community in so many ways, both like as I mentioned, on the service level, being able to support a student their entire journey at UMass, and then also on an even deeper level with our students and then in student clubs and being able to roll out different events across campus, whether they're cultural based or academic focused or within the fine arts or in music and drama. So all of these components of the UMass campus is what really makes us a special place. And, there's a sense of belonging that really grows from that initiative. There's also this sense of just pride in being part of the UMass family. And it's all like embraced with all of the, the support that we provide students, again, from day one, when they're working with us at the start of their admission process to the time that they're, at graduation and finishing their time with us. So I'd say, in a nutshell, those are all the different things that we as a community offer our students. And honestly, a lot of that continues because of our students who are just doing some pretty incredible work on campus to ensure that, their peers are feeling supported by each other, and really advocating for one another the entire time. So I can go on and on about that, but I'll stop there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So Peter, so Zia just was talking to us about, that sense of community and then the academic kind of support and the ways that that UMass supports students. So could you just talk a little bit about your experience with that, and if you could even tell us a specific time where you had to use the university for any sort of support services?
Yeah, for sure. These kind of support organization that I feel that I've used the most and appreciated the most is definitely our academic advising services. The benefit of being a large institution is that there is so much opportunity to be had academically, but it also means that you need that strong advising support organization to really help you navigate that. And my academic advisors have been absolutely incredible through my entire time at UMass. I entered UMass as strictly just a sport management student. And pretty early into that time, I was advised, I came in with a bunch of credits, and my advisor, the first time I met with him, said, you really have room to add a double major if you would like to. Where do you want to diversify your education? And I thought that was such a essential question. Where do you want to diversify your education? And given that sport management really doesn't teach you many hard skills in the world of business, I did want to expand my education in the business school. And that's where marketing came into play. But then just kind of branching off of that, the next time that I went and visited my advisor, he noticed that I had even more room in my schedule. And really there's a lot of flexibility in your curriculum at UMass. And he pushed me to really explore something outside of business. And he said, what do you really want to do with a semester with time at UMass academically to expand outside of business? And I ended up kind of deciding on going abroad for a semester. And so he was able to refer me directly to a international programs office advisor to really get started on that process. But it all started because my academic advisor was asking those really important questions when I met with him each time.
Awesome, thank you so much. All right, so we're going to switch gears here just a little bit. So Mike, could you talk a bit more about the academic experience at UMass, and then really more specifically what sets UMass apart from other colleges and universities?
Absolutely. I was, this is a great connection because Peter was just talking about the relationships he's built with those in the academic realm, especially in terms of advising. And it's a good segue to talking about academics, because at the end of it all, building those relationships with faculty, with your academic advisors, with your fellow academic students in the classroom on team-based projects is a hallmark of any college experience. And most students would think, because of the size of UMass, as Jarrett started talking about the size of our campus community, that could almost be a drawback when it comes to the academic experience. But if anything, it's a positive. The depth and breadth that's offered at UMass is a benefit to our undergraduate students, and undergraduate education is one of the key reasons students are drawn to UMass Amherst. And so a few things that really stand out there, some basic elements: we have over 10 schools and colleges, we have over 100 majors, 70 plus minor fields of study to choose from. And then if you're not sure what you want to do based on looking at all of that, or you're enticed by a wide range of options, we have something called our exploratory track program. And the good news is, whether or not you start in a major, you have an idea what you might want to minor in, or you don't know, you have those advisors, you have those resources here to help you along the way. And from your first year at UMass, if you start in something, say, like your exploratory track program, you can get a really good sense of what's available to you in the school or college you're in, or across the entire university, and then pursue that academic field of study. You also can take first year seminars at UMass as a part of our academic experience, where you and about maybe 15 to 20 other students are exploring an academic area with a faculty member, something that you might not expect at a large school. But we also do, like most universities, have a wide range of course sizes. So as you can imagine, Jarrett mentioned we're a part of the 5 College Consortium. Through UMass or through those other 4 colleges, you have over 6,000 courses available to you. Now, the vast majority of those are here at UMass Amherst, so that's the good thing. They're available to you as a UMass student. And out of those thousands and thousands of courses, over 80% of them have fewer than 40 students. So the academic experience in the classroom at UMass is comparable to any liberal arts college or medium-sized university in quality, in size. These courses are taught by renowned faculty who are respected in their field, so you get to build those relationships with professors. And one of the most important reasons we want you to connect with faculty is we're not a liberal arts college. We are a research university, and we have over $200 million in research funding happening every year. While we're in the middle of this pandemic, our researchers are active. Faculty and students are working on research right now. That's one of those key components of who we are. So that did not stop for very long at UMass. And by getting to know your professors, by being in the small classroom setting, or even a medium-sized classroom setting, as long as you connect with your professor, that's one great way to open the door to research. And then finally, like I mentioned, the 5 College Consortium opens the door to being able to take courses, in addition to all the other benefits of Amherst College, Smith College, Hampshire College, and Mount Holyoke College, all in the Amherst area. So that's definitely a great academic benefit, as well as a social benefit to the UMass Amherst experience. And then finally, a lot of students will sometimes wonder, will I get the classes I need? That's all well and good, but at the end of the day, will I actually have access to the courses I need? The good news is, for being a large university of thousands of students, we have over 80% of our students graduate in 4 years. So one of the highest 4-year graduation rates of a large public university in the country. And so not only do you have access to those courses, most of them are smaller, you're building those relationships. It really combines for an incredible academic experience for our students. So thanks for asking that, Rachel. I think it's a really good point and something that defies logic sometimes for large universities, but we do it pretty well here at UMass.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. All right, so I'm going to bring it back to Peter. So Peter, you talked about your academic experience a little bit in terms of, choosing your majors and how you had that support with your advising. Could you talk a little bit more just about, your general academic experience here? And then I'm going to ask you a bonus question of what is or was your favorite course that you've taken at UMass so far?
Definitely. So my academic experience, I feel, really has been made through the personal connections with professors. I talked about my relationship with academic advisors, and they really put you into the hands of the best professors on campus and picking classes and stuff. And so I've had an incredible academic experience within the business school. Some of the professors that I've had, one was the general manager of the Mullen Center, and the Mullen Center is our arena on campus. And as a sport management major, the class was in public facility management, and it was taught by the general manager of the arena right on campus. And that was an incredible experience because it offered a real, firsthand view into that world. Another one of my professors, I love to just tell the story that he saw me carrying around my violin one day. He asked if I played an instrument, and my accounting professor supplemented that story by telling me that he was in a rock band. And I just found it insane that, my accounting professor of all things was in a rock band. But in terms of academic experience, I talked a little bit earlier about how my advisor was always pushing me to kind of expand my education into different areas. And I'd like to just highlight that in my semester abroad, despite being a business student, I never took any business classes while there. I did an internship that transferred back to my education here. And then I took 2 classes, one that taught about it was in London, and so a very museum heavy area. And it was a class that talked specifically about the curation and preservation of museums and their effects on the communities around them. And it was a very, very interesting class. And then I also took a theater class right in the heart of London, which is another great place to take theater. And so you'll really just have tons of room to kind of explore different things academically. And then that bonus question, my favorite class at UMass Amherst. Right now, it's probably my sport and digital media class. It's a major specific class that talks all about how sport is kind of breaking away from cable networks and cable TV, going to over-the-top streaming services. But it's been very interesting because the professor has taught the class in a lens kind of similar, if you know the researcher Tristan Harris. He actually just released a documentary on Netflix, but he talks about how all of these digital media companies out there are hijacking the way that we think and are taking a lot of attention away from our daily lives. And so we're kind of learning about sport and digital media, but how to engage fans in a socially responsible manner where we're not kind of invading on their lives, but rather engaging them with the sport and with the product in a very responsible way. So it's been a very, very interesting class.
That's awesome. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. So this time, that we're in right now is new and different for all of us, just in terms of the coronavirus and everything that's been going on. So I'm actually going to go back to Zio, and she's going to add a little bit more on just ways you can connect with us, virtually, and just kind of expand on that a little bit more. So go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Rachel. And I just love hearing everything that we've shared. And it's something that it's important for us to share with all of our guests that we work with, like our students that we interface with throughout your entire time, family, friends, anyone who's a champion for a new student coming to UMass. And the one common denominator that I am hearing right now, one thing I definitely want to share is our approachability. We are a big public university, and Mike said this before, we defy this logic in a lot of different ways. And one of them is literally our accessibility, how we make the effort and have the intentionality to connect with our students, with our school counselors, family, guardians, etc. And that's our approach, that's our style, and that's, what we really feel is important in these relationships that we're building, and especially, bottom line, supporting our students towards success while they're at UMass. So that being said, I want to also, really stress our, encouraging everyone, all of our students and prospective students, to connect with us at any time. Like, we are here to support you truly every step of the way throughout the admission process and beyond. The amount of students that we've stayed connected with, throughout their second, third, senior year, postgraduate experience is something that is incredibly important. So connect with us, email us, social media, connect with us via social media, comment, we engage that way. Once we're back on campus and are able to, walk around campus again with everyone, even having opportunities like that to just re-engage and, have that connection there as well. Yeah, so just wanted to bring that into it.
Awesome, thank you. And I'm actually going to put in the chat so you can see the link for all of the different virtual sessions that we have going on this fall. And we are adding more as the fall goes on, including some more of these webinars. So these are a spotlight series. So this one was, obviously just a kind of a general overview, a general session on UMass. The next session, which will be next Wednesday, they go every Wednesday from 3 to 3:30. So the next spotlight will be on financial aid and financing your UMass education. And then we'll have more throughout the rest of September and October. So I encourage you to check back, check our website for registration, as well as for all of our other virtual events. We have info sessions and student panels. We also are virtually meeting with a lot of your high schools, so you can check with your school counseling office to see if you were coming in virtually to your high school. So there's a lot of different ways that we're trying to connect with you. And I tell this to every student that I speak with, no matter what kind of year we're in, but in this year in particular, please reach out to us. Please don't hesitate to connect with us. I know we seem a little scary sometimes, but we're people too. So just don't hesitate to email us. All of our contact information, everybody here in this session, all of the admissions counselors are all of their contact info is on our webpage. So please look us up and email us. Email is the best way to get in touch with us this fall. And we're here for you. We really are. We're here to make sure everything goes smoothly and to help you. So please let us know if there's something else that you need from us. Like I said, don't hesitate to reach out. And with that, I will conclude the session. I want to thank my panelists for coming here today virtually and sharing a little bit about the ways to connect and a little bit of a broad overview about UMass, and a special thanks to Peter, our student. We love our students, and it makes these sessions even better. So we really appreciate Peter taking the time with us today to speak with his experience. So we wish you all the best of luck this fall, and we hope you have a great rest of your afternoon or whenever you're watching this. So thank you so much.